And in front, they have flowers that are compatible with our growing zone rather. So yeah, I'm very, very excited because this Thursday I'm going to be going to a presentation, and it's about the various types of butterflies that they have at Hazelwood Lake. The Lakehead Conservation Area, they offer what's called living classrooms. So they have a lot of special programs available for seniors. You can see some of the local plants. It's not kind of manicured or anything, but here's a nice bench you can sit at. Over here, looks like they have, oh, what is that stuff you put on your garden so that the weeds won't grow? I think you know what I mean, but it looks kind of like disintegrated bark. There's kind of a green space here beside it. And in the back, I know they do have a nice garden. I can't really access it though, I don't think. Every year they have a plant sale and exchange. And they also manage the rain barrels. As you can see here, there's a rain barrel. A couple more that are in the distance over there. And if you notice closely, you'll see that it catches the water from the eaves trough. So, let's have a look here. The yellow flowers here on the bottom are called bird's foot trefoil. And actually they are a cultivated plant for cattle. They can eat that. And here's a little local garden. And they do have some raised beds, which certainly makes it easier. I don't know what they do with this produce, to be honest, but you can see there's cabbage. I'm trying to look there. Not quite sure what else. Oh, it looks like they had some, pardon me, red Swiss chard. Cucumbers in the background there. Makes me feel pretty good because my garden looks quite a bit better. But in the raised garden, you can see it's thriving much better. I think that might be collard greens, the first one. This here is definitely some kind of squash. Not really quite sure which kind, but it's in blossom. This looks to me like it's pumpkin. It's really large. Again, you can see that bird's foot trefoil. It looks really pretty when you look at it. Oh, looks like I can enter. So I don't know whether people actually have to rent this space or what happens exactly. This is very exciting. I didn't know I could actually come in here. That's just a flower, perennial flower. I'm not sure what this one is. It's purple. And here's an eggplant. And your guess is as good as mine. This looks like it's yellow Swiss chard. And more yellow Swiss chard, and there's regular Swiss chard, which is just green. More yellow Swiss chard. There's the impressive looking cabbages. They look really healthy. And here is the squashes of some sort. Over here, I believe these are potatoes. They certainly look like potatoes to me. Look at the neat rows they're all in. And here we have tomato plants. Oh, and look, some cherry tomatoes are already ripe for picking. I'm actually kind of surprised they have the garden open. There could be garden raiders, but that would not be me. Over here you can see some corn plants. It sure has a long way to go. Do you see that? It's corn. All right. Oh, the potatoes thrive here. They do really well. We actually have local farms that specialize in potatoes. Now, hopefully I can get out of here as easily as I got in. And just have to secure the gate. And yeah, they're still giving some COVID-19 community gardening guidelines. And before you go in there, you have to make sure that you don't have any COVID symptoms or you haven't traveled outside of northwestern Ontario. So we're just going to go across. Looks like they've built a little bit of a greenhouse here. Not quite sure what's in there, but they have supplies. Parking lot is here. And these are all Lakehead Region Conservation Authority. These are their vehicles that they use to go to the various conservation areas. I think there's about 9 that are within 50 miles radius of where I live. And here we're coming to a rain garden. And it's meant to purify the water, the groundwater. And they give guidance and assistance to any private individuals that want to make their own rain garden. And they always plant it with plants local to our area. And they're thinking too about plants that will attract butterflies and bees, because that's a real problem with the bees dying out very quickly. Now here you can see they have like bulrushes. So there are times when it's filled up with water. It's actually like a little pond here. There's no workers that I believe are here right now. And they do have flags over there. I'll have a look. They have the City of Thunder Bay flag. It's the white one. The one in the middle, of course, is the Canadian flag. And then the provincial Ontario flag is to your far left. Maybe I'll just pinch in so you can see them a little bit better. And just for your reference, right now it's about 8 p.m. because we're at such a high altitude, or latitude rather, not altitude, we're at high latitude. This is why it's still so bright outside. Now we do have the heavy industrial electrical wires over there. So the area that I'm going to take you to next is a bicycle path. So there's not really any residential people living right around here. This is a very popular shrub around here. It's called dogwood. And this here looks like it might be spirea. These are lilies, daylilies perhaps. Oh, these ones are yellow. And let's see, this one here is, again, a variety of spirea. They haven't come out in flower just yet. Looks like they've mixed some tall grasses in amongst the lilies, so that gives it a rather interesting appearance. Spirea there again in the background, and there's a nice daylily. Do you see it? These ones are quite small. The flowers are delicate, not too heavy. The ones I have in my garden are actually a lot larger, but they haven't quite come out yet. Our growing season is very short this year. More daylilies. Spirea again, they come in different colors. A lot of times they're purple. And daylilies. Again, you can see some dogwood there by the railing. And I'm not quite sure what these bushes are. Might be a Forsythia Northern Gold, but I can't be positive. They have another pond over here, or rain garden, where they have some native plants. See if there's any different ones than the first one that we saw, which was over that way, between the two vehicles. So this one's a little smaller. It looks smaller, but deeper. And they gather a lot of river rocks, which we're lucky to have. And even along Lake Superior, you can get these rocks quite readily along the shores. There's not a whole lot of sand around Lake Superior, although there are some natural beaches. Now this here, to me, these blue ones, they look like an iris. But they're not like a domesticated iris. They're more suited for a wild habitat. And more bulrushes or cattails. And more of these irises. They seem to be doing really well here. So, across the way we have a motel, and it's pretty full. I walked by it earlier. I like to look at all the license plates, and definitely our American friends have returned, and Canadians are traveling a lot more as well. People are on the move, moving houses, it looks like. You can see those rental U-Hauls. And we're coming up to a beautiful bicycle path, which is right along Golflinks Road. Might be a little bit noisy. I don't know how this will turn out, but we can always try. Because this is one of the main thoroughfares of Thunder Bay. And up ahead's the Fort William Clinic, that red building. And that's actually where my family physician is. So it's very, very handy to be able to work or walk to, not work, I don't work in the clinic, but it's very handy to be able to walk to my clinic. So as you can see, parking lot of the motel is pretty much full, and then there's more parking at the back. And over the other way, the other building's actually a restaurant, and they have the patio open because the weather here right now is just absolutely beautiful. Mid-70s, about 26 degrees Celsius. So you can't really ask for nicer summer weather. Lots of wildflowers grow along by the roadway. Pretty quiet here tonight. I'm surprised there's not a few more people out biking or walking. But this makes it nicer for me, because then I don't feel awkward talking to myself. Some wild daisies. And somehow they know where to grow on their own. These purpley flowers. There's some kind of wild herb, but I'll try to get down. They're very beautiful too. Look at that. Okay, this video is already very long, so I'm going to close things off here. More of the bulrushes in this swampy area. And again, you can see the electrical wire. So I hope you enjoy this. And again, there's the Fort William Clinic. which is where my physician is. And then there's a indigenous friendly clinic on the 3rd floor, and it's called Anishinaabe Mushkiki. And I actually went there when I needed a PCR COVID test after I'd returned from traveling. You can go there. It was free of cost, and they were very inclusive, a very nice clinic. Some big, tall, yellow wildflowers. Again, I'm not too familiar. Looks like a little moth there. Anyway, a bike went by. She's probably wondering what in the world I'm doing. So I shall say good night. Look at the beautiful tall grass. I just love coming out here every evening. Hope you enjoyed it too. Bye-bye.